Hey, good people. This is Rocki with Rocki's Reality, the #1 podcast for unfiltered and unapologetic culture, entertainment, and relationships. Tap in live Thursdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as I chat with some of the dopest artists, celebrities, influencers, entrepreneurs, and more. Make sure to catch us live Thursdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Roku. See you soon. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you, Joe. You know I love my sound effects. You know that give me the sound effects every time. Thank you, Joe. So welcome to Rocki's Reality, everyone. We are midway into September already. Rest in peace to all those who passed away from 9/11. I know that was like a pivotal time in our history. For me, I was on my way to work when that was happening, and it's just surreal. So rest in peace and heaven to those who passed away during 9/11, which was yesterday. And then also rest in peace to Frankie Beverly from Maze, y'all. A true icon. A true icon. So rest in peace to him. So, but tonight we are getting into a Detroit icon, Mr. Lazar Favors from Black Spirits Legacy. He is the CEO and founder. I was like, he found something. I love when we found something because it's like we fill that gap. So kudos to you for that. So he established Black Spirits Legacy in 2021, organized the Taste of Black Spirits Legacy Forum Exhibition Conference, which has been started here in Detroit.
Yeah.
Then went to MIA,
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
I mean, he taking it, and I'm claiming that, now it's going to be going global, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be going to Nigeria.
Yeah. Oh, you got that?
Yeah,
I told you that.
I read you.
Okay.
You sent it to me in the email. You sent it to me in the email.
All right.
He sent me all the information. He was like, it's a lot to remember. I said, don't worry, I'm gonna help you remember. So I'm not gonna read the whole bio. Y'all know how I do it. I don't do all this formal bio, but pretty much what Lazar does is make sure that attention and Blacks owned spirit companies get the attention they need, they get the sales that they need, that they are in Black owned establishments and other establishments as well, which I'm fully digging it. I love how it's just been a renaissance of just Black owned companies, not just the mom and pop soul food store. Like we getting into the heavy stuff now. And I want to stop and thank you, Lazar, because back in 2022, when I had my artist showcase, my Black artist showcase, it was November 2022. And I said, I need to get a liquor sponsor. And so I just, off a whim, I did text a couple people. Shout out to my boy John Joubert, who told me to tell you what's up.
Yeah.
He said, reach out to Lazar Favors from Duke and Dane Whiskey. And so I called Lazar, and I'm gonna tell you, I was apprehensive because I was like, this guy don't know me. But I called him and I did my little spiel. I'm like, I'm having this Black artist showcase, and I want to know if you'll come, if you'll be the sponsor, one of the sponsors, come and serve cocktails. And I appreciate you for agreeing to do that, Lazar.
For sure.
So,
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
because people was tearing it up, and I had folks buying it too. Listen, baby.
It was a nice event too.
Thank you.
It was really nice.
Thank you. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. So maybe we can discuss a future collaboration, because I really appreciated you. And what's his name? Deshaun.
I call him Sadat. Everybody call him Deshaun. I call him Sadat. So Sadat means gentleman. So that's why I call him Sadat.
Okay. You got me thinking of Sadat X from Brand Nubian. Taking me back.
Right.
Okay. So shout out to Deshaun. And again, thank you, Lazar. Because again, in Detroit, a lot of times it can be that anxiety, like, are they gone?
Yeah, we not that way though.
Are we trying to help each other?
We love our people. Like we love our people in the industry who are Black, who trying to get somewhere. Like all it is I tell people all the time, like for us, when you talk to us or when you're doing business with us, everything is on the table. Pick something up.
Yeah.
So we
absolutely. And I appreciate that, because you could have been like, oh, it's gonna be $500. You know how people be trying to run the game, and I'm like, yeah. So I mean, because you didn't have to do that. So I really appreciate that. I don't take it for granted, because I'm that type of person. I believe in reciprocal relationships. So just know you always have my support. And that's why I wanted to have you on the show to promote Black Spirits Legacy, because I'm a drinker. I drink. And, I love last year when I attended the Taste of Black Spirits. It was a really dope
Thank you.
event.
Thank you.
Was that DoubleTree?
It was at DoubleTree last year. So the
Yeah.
year, so prior to last year, we have always been at the Garden. Shout out to BJ and Stephanie.
Mm,
We just kind of like outgrew it space wise, and we
yeah.
just moved it over to the DoubleTree so we can
Yeah, and it
capitalize
was
on
dope.
the
That
space.
was dope. And shout out to Ron Isley. I mean, come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
A living legend who I got to meet and interview thanks to Lazar again. So I really appreciate that because that
You
was
did a
an
great job in that
iconic.
interview.
Thank
You did a
you.
great
Thank
job.
you.
You was just so cool about it. The
Listen.
other people was nervous. You was just like, yeah, this, that. And he was like, it was going, but everybody else was like, I'm like, it's the interview, just interview. But I get it though,
because
because
they people too. But
yeah.
I was nervous though. I'm gonna be honest.
But you did good.
Because he a legend. Like
He is.
I was like, oh my god.
And he is as cool as you see him
Ooh,
on
I was
anywhere
just trying to
else.
be respectful to him and everything. Like, 'cause let me tell y'all, I am Generation X. Okay, I come from the generation.
Yeah.
My mama was playing
Yeah.
the Isley Brothers, and I'm
Yeah.
talking about Shout
Yeah.
Isley Brothers, the back in the day when the 1950s. So
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's how far back my mom and their song "Make Me Say It Again, Girl" was the song that I walked down the aisle to in my
Oh,
wedding.
wow.
Yes, and "Living for the Love of You" was me and my husband's first dance.
Wow, that's
So
dope.
listen,
That's
I've
dope.
been an Isley fan. Listen,
Dope.
all the albums when they broke off and was Casper. What was it?
Isley, Jasper, Isley.
Yes, Jasper. Yeah, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I know what you're talking
Listen,
about. I'm
so
from that space.
yeah, so I was really in my element. So I appreciate always that opportunity. But I just always remember I love how he's a A-lister because the professionalism
Yeah.
is there. And I really appreciate that about him and his beautiful wife Candy.
Yeah.
Just
Boss lady. She's a boss lady.
Listen, but she doesn't
She don't play no games. She don't play no games. You hear me? She cut you with a smile, but she about her business because she has to protect everything around her, right? So,
absolutely, as she should.
but she is a great person. He is a great individual. I think when we and I want to say this a little bit,
go ahead.
this is celebration of the 65th year of that song Shout.
Ooh,
Right?
listen, see,
So,
history, y'all. Look it up. This is when they was. I'm telling you, the Isley Brothers been in the game for decades. Okay,
a long time. And also next year they'll be getting their Isley Brothers star on the Walk of Fame.
It's about time.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a huge event.
my
We're gonna put
gosh.
together out in LA. So
He got his liquid gold
Liquid
brandy
Gold,
is
yeah,
still out
yeah,
here, still doing,
yeah.
which is smooth.
yeah, smooth as Ryan.
I mean, it's smooth. So I just really appreciated the event, and I just want to give kudos to you, and that's what I love, having people on my platform like
Thank
you
you.
who are just innovators.
But
And
it ain't just me. And I have to say this. I'm like, I have so many people around me who really see it. Like I drug people into this. Listen, I had people getting ready 30 days before I did the event. They're like, what we doing? In 30 days? Like, yeah, in 30 days. It was like
before the taste of
the
Black
very
Spirit.
first Taste of Black Spirits. It was an idea. I shared it with Sadat, and he was like, he always like, let's get it. Then the rest of the team was like, 30 days? I'm like, yeah. It was like, well, where? Don't worry about none of that. I just need you to show up. And when we did it, and then we kicked it off, and we kind of like moved like that. So a year later, I'm like, yeah, we're going to New York. It was like, what? Wait, hold on.
Listen, do it bigger. And so what made you was this something that was born from the pandemic? Like, have you always been an entrepreneur? Like how did you get started in the industry?
I'm glad you asked that. But I've always been a person. I think I've been working for myself since '97.
Oh.
I have a t-shirt company.
Is that I'm okay?
I'm okay every day. Every day I'm okay.com. Go get it.
Okay.
And my wife, we do 2 film festivals. Marshall.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to
beautiful wife.
Shout out to the queen boss lady.
He married y'all. He married y'all. So let's just get that out the way, okay? Let's get that out the way to the ladies who are, that's it.
She calls me her rock, but she's like my mountain, like for real. Mm-hmm. We really bounce really well, right? Mm-hmm. Even when we're not in agreement, we still find a way to get whatever done. Regardless, right?
Yep, that's what a true team does. That's what we know marriage is. That's that give and take.
Yeah, it is that give and take. But I hear her when she cut the corner and kick in the air, and punch in the air. I hear it. One day I said, "What you doing?" I said, I heard you back there swinging at that.
Listen, sometimes we just got to get it out. Shoot. Shit, you know how I be that frustration. We mothers, we wives, like, ugh.
Yeah, but I've been in the in my business bag, I like to call it, for a long time, right? I knew what I wanted to do like 12, 13, right? So I started, dabbling in music, me and my brothers, Ray, Rudy, Suge, Rob, we started
You
dabbling.
sing?
Hmm?
You sing?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
okay, yeah.
Produce. I've
Okay.
always wanted to be the background guy.
Okay.
I wanted to be LaFace and those guys in the background. I never wanted to be the stage guy, right?
Okay.
I write. I got several different. I write poetry and
Okay.
short stories, but
Okay.
I put those into book format or movie format. But yeah, I've always wanted to be my own person, right? Always wanted to bring something creative and use my creative energy and create something, whatever that is. I'm very good with people. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excellent with creating opportunities for myself and people at the same time. I'm a collective behavior type of person. What that
Mm-hmm.
means is I work very well with people. Um, yeah, so entrepreneurship is of course it's not easy. It's not supposed to be, right?
Whew.
It's one of those things where listen.
I've been having I'm gonna tell you, I was having I've been having a moment the past couple weeks
Hours are long
because
though.
it's yeah.
Hours are super long, right?
Yeah.
The hour you wake up, you added 100, and it's 100% all day. So it's
Yeah.
not like you
It's
can't.
not 9 to 5.
It's not a nine to
We not
five.
off on the
No,
weekends.
it's none of that.
No,
It's none of
Friday
that.
don't mean none to us. It
What is
just
that? Monday is Monday, and
it's
Monday is a work day, heavy,
exactly
right? So Monday and Friday may end up in the same pot some kind of way. But
right.
I think starting so I started with music. We was giving concerts and what I like to call beer bus and cabarets. For those who don't know what a beer bus is, a beer bus starts about 3 in the afternoon, goes to about 8, and it's just about the beer, right? You come in, it's beer and chili and that kind of thing. So we started there. My first business with t-shirts, I raised like $2,500 working somewhere. So my last time working, this was the last time I did a fundraiser for my company. My company was RJR Custom Tees at the time,
Mm.
and those are just letters of my daughters. And one of my first big t-shirt sales was the 1997 Jeep
Mm.
Grand Cherokee. So I did the shirts for Chrysler.
Oh, okay.
Right. I did the AIDS walk shirts for DMC Hospital. I did a Gatorade uh, shirts, and I also so carrying forward 2010. The biggest thing I've done in 2010 was the what is that, All-Star Weekend
Mm.
in Dallas, and the shirts for my man who made Snowfall. What's his name? What is that guy's name?
That John Singleton.
John Singleton. 20th anniversary of
Boys in the
Boys
Hood.
in the Hood. Yeah.
Yes. Ooh,
So,
rest in peace
so
to
those are
him.
my big ideas, and those are things that really happened. I literally drove myself to Dallas on my own. It was a snowstorm here; it was crazy,
Uh,
and I drove to Dallas, and well, I was there for 2 weeks, and we got that done. But being an entrepreneur is what I've always wanted to be. So
so talk about the transition into Black Spirit's legacy. And I love the name.
yeah,
Like how we are making a legacy, how we need to be establishing it because we do drink.
yeah,
Black folks, we like to drink, so we
a
might as well
lot.
be making money off of it
We drink.
because we spending money
That's
on it.
right.
Okay.
Black people spend $3 billion a year on liquor
I believe it.
intake.
I believe
This is
it.
just true data,
Listen, I
right?
believe it. I
I,
believe
I
it.
think when I started working with black owned brands, right? Liquor brands, it was Uncle Nearest. I didn't used to, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't get used to Uncle Nearest any type of shout, but we good. We good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I got love for all of them. I mean, congratulations to everybody over there. But me and Sadat, we I had a space over in the Fisher building. So I had a club downstairs.
Oh my
And
gosh, I remember
yeah,
that.
you remember
Yeah.
that club?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And it was hot as flames
But
down there.
yeah, yeah, back in the late 90s,
Yeah,
early
yeah, yeah,
2000s.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't get it
Yeah.
till later. I didn't get it till
Yeah.
later, right?
Okay.
I
Okay.
remember
Joe,
okay.
like, that's what I remember. I was
Uh,
like, yeah, because I know I was probably down there a couple times too. And you're right, it was hot as hell down there.
so my brother Rudy has always played an integral component in my decision making, music, the spirit game, etc. Like every time he tosses something at me, I just take it and dunk it. Like because he knows I'm going to do something with it. So he pitches it to me, right? So he pitched the Uncle Nearest brand to me. I hadn't ever heard of it. He saw it. I study it, and one day I get the information. I make a phone call, and I say, wouldn't it be great? And when I made the phone call, the SVP picked up the phone, and I said, wouldn't it be great to introduce Uncle Nearest to within the Detroit the Detroit Trinity International Film Fest, when they said yes. So that was the first time, right, I had ever
You were
talked to
connected with the film festival already?
me and my wife. So me and my wife, we do a film festival called Detroit Trinity International Film Festival, 18 years.
Okay.
So that's our first festival, right?
Okay.
And our first festival was when in 2000. So this was 2017, 18. It's when I connected with Uncle Nearest, and they came to town. They came to see me, and we established an agreement. I didn't work for them. I worked with them, and me and Sadat, we ran through the city. We seeded Uncle Nearest in about 5,000 locations in the city, and we gave it for Detroit. We gave it this big name, right?
Yeah.
So from there, we started working with they introduced us to my guys, Amani with Duke and Dane. So when we got with
Which
Duke
is
and
good,
Dane,
by the way, y'all.
yeah,
That caramel is
salted caramel whiskey. I mean,
yeah,
goes
it's real
very good.
I think I might get a bottle on the way home
Listen,
tonight.
put some pumpkin spice in it, heat it up a little bit. Oh my goodness. Oh my
I
goodness.
ain't no pumpkin spice person, but okay. I
Just
like it right
you
on the
gotta,
rocks.
you gotta get a little bit of that, not a whole lot, because
Right.
pumpkin spice is strong. Anyway, so we that was our second brand in 2020, and we just started pushing it through the market. So 20 happened then.
Right.
But as we were looking at our bar, and I was just looking at what was represented, and I realized like it wasn't enough of us on that bar.
Exactly.
So I started studying. Excuse me. I started studying, and I found this website. On the website, it said "We'll drink for travel."
Mm.
So I clicked on it, opened it up. It was a list of 44 Black-owned spirit brands, name, email address, owner, all in alphabetical order. So of course I ran them all the way down, right? I didn't know what I was going to do with it at the time, but I found us.
Right.
So I'm
right.
excited.
We out here.
We
right.
out here, heavy,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
In alphabetical order.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my guy from Island John Vodka, he's the first person contacted me. We on the phone for 2 hours. He out of Atlanta. Him and his father had been around since 2017. And the vodka, the presentation was gorgeous. He was the first person responded, say, I'll join you. I hadn't even had a name for it. I'm saying I'm having an event in Detroit at this time.
This is before it was Black Legacy.
This before it had before it even had a
Spirits
name. It had no name, right?
Okay.
When I was reaching, I had no name because I had
Yeah.
no idea what I was going to do.
Right.
Until one day, once I got with, that was the first call. Alan Henderson was the second call. TK Burton, third call. Red Hazel, whiskey. Shout out to TK.
That's a good one too.
And who else was it? And then Jason Armstrong, Jenna Thieves, and then Tiffany Hainsworth, Tea Capri Tequila. They all Tiffany sent me bottles. Jason showed up. Kevin showed up. Alan sent bottles. It was crazy. So after that, then I found a store. This is crazy. This is all happening in the same 3 days. So I found a store in Brooklyn. It's called Happy Cork. Happy Cork had only been open since 2019, but at Happy Cork, they had all Black-owned liquor.
Oh my God.
In Brooklyn. All Black-owned. Shout out to Sunshine. All Black-owned liquor. And that was the only store that would ship to Michigan. Because you can't, Michigan is a controlled state. We'll get into that another time. And you can't ship. But that store could ship to Michigan. And we purchased about $20,000 worth of liquor throughout from May to February from that store, from all Black-owned liquor. And so we had about 40 brands here. The first May 21st and May 22nd, so about 35 to 40 brands here. We just introduced it. And from that point, it just was like, yo, we got to keep doing something with this. So after Happy Cork, after I made the call to Happy Cork, I told Sadat, like, yo, we doing this event called Taste of Black Spirits. And he was like, that's fire. When we doing it? 30 days. Right. He's like, wait a minute, what? And he was down with it. And then again, like I said, everybody else was like, let's roll. My wife was like, because she know if I say it, it's just a done deal. Right. She know I'm gonna put all the energy into it. Right. So when we started it, and since we started it, like I said, we took it. We've been able to add component. Not only have we made awareness, right? we have also tilted the market a little bit here in Michigan.
Mm.
The data shows that we, in 2021, Black owned spirits specifically in the state of Michigan went from 19 million in sales to 26 million in
Mm.
2022. And then the following year after that, we went from 22 to about 37 million
Mm.
in sales of Black owned spirits
In Michigan
specifically
alone.
in Michigan alone. And we know that's directly because
And because people from the pandemic, we was day drinking
oh my
too.
goodness,
Listen,
day drinking all day drinking, all day drinking.
I love it. So, and you know what? I want to go back to something you said. You said, I don't work for them, I work with them.
Yes.
And I remember you said that when I asked you about Duke and Dane. I was like, you work for them? You was like, no, I work with them.
Yeah.
And I love how you were like,
Yeah.
listen, no,
No,
this is a
this is a
partnership. I'm not
partnership
an employee.
at all.
This is a partnership.
I got love for all of them. It's
Yeah,
just
but I
it's
love
just
that.
understanding the difference between
Exactly.
what we're doing. I go to bat for these guys all day, every day. Alan, same thing. Alan Henderson, my guy, my new guy, my brother, Victor Harvey. Victor's dope. Victor Harvey is building a distillery right now.
Mm.
He broke ground
Is
in
that the one in
June.
California?
No, this is
No.
the one in Florida.
Florida. Okay.
Fort Mose.
I know it was a hot state.
Yeah, with a sun there, huh?
Right.
So Fort Mose, again, these brands have not only great
So
products.
wines as well. So
Mhm.
all liquors and all wines. It's y'all have like
Yeah.
vodka,
Yeah.
gin, tequila,
Everything,
brandy,
everything.
whiskey,
Yeah. Moscato,
all of that.
Prosecco,
Yeah,
yeah,
all of
all the
that.
O's,
Okay.
all the O's, right? But yeah, we his distillery opens up in about I think in about 2 years because it's building from the ground. It's called
Mm-hmm.
the Victory Building,
I
which
love
I
it.
love. It's gonna have a whole cigar lounge and the whole
Oh,
distillery.
that's
It's
about
gonna
to
be
be piped
sexy. In
out.
fact, I'll have him here for the Taste of Black Spirits, and he'll be on Channel 4 at 12 o'clock on that 27 on 26 27. I think it's the 27. Yeah, so you'll get to meet him. Obviously, you should do
Okay.
an interview with him.
Yeah, listen, let's go. Call me up, Lazar. No, just
Yeah.
let's line it up the dates because I know it's about 4. We're gonna get to the breakdown of
Yeah.
it, but I want to ask, how do you decide which brands to bring up under the Black Spirits Legacy umbrella? Because I know everybody can't come,
That's an excellent
right?
question.
Because everybody does not handle business.
No.
And that's what I admire about you, how you handle business. Like
Yeah.
that was a question that one of my mentees asked me. She was like, how do you maintain integrity in your business? And I was like, I make sure that I make my boundaries clear, that I make sure people know what I am going to do, what I'm not going to do,
Mhm.
what I represent and what I don't represent. So how do you make that decision?
I think for us is more of is real energy. So I don't. So for instance, if you're a young brand or enterprising brand, I have to have conversation, right? And within the conversation, I'm gonna know, right?
Right,
I'm gonna know if you're really ready, or if
Yeah.
you're not ready. Because
Yeah.
if your whole focus, let's be clear, if your whole focus is about the dollars,
Yep. No.
then I know you're not ready.
No. You ain't
Right?
really in it.
You're
For
not
it.
really
Yep.
in it. If your whole if I inquire about
Mm-hmm.
if or I share with you information about what it would cost on the ground to have people moving around and what that entails, right? All that stuff costs money, right?
Right.
And if your answer or your response or your body language to that is like, oh man, how about this? You can't do the how about.
No.
Because
No.
the
You gotta
big
be
brands, the
ready.
successful brands are not doing well, what about this
No.
or how
No.
about this?
They
They're
like,
not
when
doing
can
that.
we get started? Let's go.
Right. When can we get started?
Yep.
Because we understand that that's going to cost us because they've done their research. Because if you don't understand what that entail or what it costs, I mean, you haven't done the research.
Right.
I mean, you have a brand, which is fine, right? But in order to move that brand from A to B, then B to Z,
Yep.
you have to have a plan for it. And the plan requires a budget for it,
Yep.
right?
It
So
costs to do
it
business.
costs to
And
do
also,
business.
are you in tune with what it takes to make a great brandy or a great whiskey? That's my thing. I like when I see the brands who you can tell they've done their research. Like, how do you make the best vodka? How do you make the best wine? Like, I like to see when people have done their research to make sure that their product is top quality and
Well,
it's not just a bare minimum.
Well, I think now I will say this. I think most brands that I know of that I talk to or I speak with or I have a relationship with, they're very diligent about that.
Okay.
They definitely understand their product,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
that's the majority.
Yeah.
Understand their product. Like Like Victor understands his product.
Okay.
Vanessa is the GOAT, period.
Now she's
Vanessa
with what
Braxton.
brand?
No, Vanessa is her brand. Vanessa is the brand.
Okay, okay.
She owns a vodka called Black Mama Vodka.
Oh yes, I was gonna say
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
that name. She's from Detroit.
No, Vanessa's from Brooklyn.
Okay, but
Yeah.
it's in Detroit
Yeah,
though.
it's available in
Yeah, I've
Detroit.
heard,
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
So she is like, so that's the difference. She's a not just a brand owner, supplier. She's a distillery. So she's
Okay.
a master distiller. So she has a ton of titles. She's the person. She's the chemist. She's the person
Mm.
creating everything because that's how good she is. Like she actually created Ron Isley's brandy.
Ah, okay.
So she distills that and his vodka. So she distills that. And she distills product for a ton of other brands. So she kind of, I think they call it white labeling is what she does. So she takes care of people. But
love it. Black
like a brand
Mama.
like Duke and Dane, like they really, really studied the market.
Okay.
They really understood the product. And these guys don't come from the spirit industry
Right.
prior to. Like they had really went and dug in and wanted to make sure the presentation of their bottle was right, the taste was right, the whole thing, the story was right. Because it's really about two friends. That Duke and Dame is about two friends. But Duke, if you look up the word Duke in English terms, it's like a high level person. But Dame means the same thing. So it's Duke and Dame, right? So
is Dame usually the female version?
yeah,
No,
she's the
okay.
female version of that night.
Yeah.
So people take and then Birdie Brown. So Birdie Brown is an actual person. It's a woman who she was a hooch runner, right?
Yeah.
Out of I think it's Minnesota, I believe it is. And then Tom Bullock. Tom Bullock is the first African American to create a recipe, a cocktail recipe book. So these are stories are attached to brands, and brands are packaged within the story,
I
right?
love it.
Next up, John Lee Hooker. Beautiful packaging. If you don't know who John Lee Hooker is, believe me, your grandparents do.
I was say, is that a blues singer?
Yes.
Okay.
Not just a blues
he is
singer.
one of the
He is one of the.
Okay. I was like, he
right?
kind of like on BB King status, right?
Yeah,
Okay, that
yeah,
generation.
yeah,
Baby,
yeah.
I remember them trips down south and
Yeah.
playing them
Yeah.
blues.
So so to answer your question again, is I know when they're ready, I know when you're not. Most people want to be ready, and then they find out they're not.
Yeah.
You know, if you're still working a 9 to 5, and this is nothing against that, it's just in trying to do that, you're not ready to pay anybody. So just keep working, and sometimes you have to be the person, right? If you want me to believe in your brand, you have to be doing it too.
Yeah.
You have to be out there pushing it. And IG is not enough. Facebook is not enough. You know what I'm saying? Having a celebrity hold your bottle is not enough.
Mm.
You know, but you have to think about every brand moves different. You can't take a route that a big brand take. You know why? Because they start with $1 million. You can't a brand, one of the largest African American owned brands, when they came into the market, they had $250 million to work with.
Ooh.
That's different.
Yeah.
Right? That's a plan.
Right.
You got a plan wrapped around that. Not only do you got a plan, the distillery, I'm sorry, the distributors, I'm sorry, have a plan for you because they want that. They got a budget.
Right.
We can move this product.
Exactly.
So it's about how do you create a relationship to where that the other side is really going to help you work what you're working also.
I love it. I love it. Great tips. Great tips. And hey, to wife is watching Marshall. Is it Marshall?
Marshall, yeah.
Marshall. Hey to her watching. Let's get into the first clip though. And I love this a lot, and hopefully people are taking notes and learning because
Cabu Beats.
I love it. So that's just a little clip of the festival is the 26th through the 29th of this month.
Yes, 26th through the 29th. I'll talk about the spirits, then I'll add the Detroit Black to it. So the spirits specifically starts on the 26th. And on the 26th, we have a gentleman named Derek Whitehead. and investing. So that's the money.
Okay.
These cats come to talk to you about money, how to get that money, how to save that money, and how to use that money. And they're looking to invest in some brands. So that's why I invite. And that's the other part that we decided to add in 2022. It's like we need an educational component.
Right. So
to
it's gonna
this,
be
right?
like a panel
It's a
discussion.
panel discussion. So
Okay.
actually,
Okay.
that's a workshop. So that'll be
Okay.
a workshop. You need your pen and pad for that workshop,
Okay.
and that's 4 to 8 on Thursday on the 26th.
Okay.
Then on the 27th, we have a what we call a Spirited Women in Supply Chain with Ursula Dunn. Ursula works with Diageo. Diageo is one of the biggest liquor companies in the world. But she has put this panel together with some great women in the industry. Like if you're a woman and you're in the industry, you do not want to miss this one. And it's free. So this information is free 99.
Right.
Right. So
This is all gonna be at
the Doubletree Hotel.
or it's okay. Not
So-
the book Cadillac.
Nope.
Nope.
The Doubletree is on West Lafayette,
Okay.
which is also a black-owned hotel. Most people don't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I didn't.
yeah.
Okay.
I met Mr. Moat and the whole gang over
I
there.
love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shout out to them.
So yeah, definitely. So then we have the liquid panel with Pronghorn. So Pronghorn is one of our partners. Pronghorn and specifically invest in African American owned spirit brands. They got $2 billion for that.
Ooh.
And so they got money to blow.
Thank you.
Right? Now I ain't gonna even say blow. They got money to encourage.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So and then on the 28th, we have Taste of Black Spirits. Right. We got, of course, Ryan is coming back, of course, a good friend of mine. But we have some new participants. So new Dawn. Her name is Dawn O'Neill. She's phenomenal. She's actually doing a workshop also as part of the Spirited Women. We have a brother from here. He has a whiskey. It's called Black Eaton.
Yes. Come on. Shout out to John.
Yeah.
My boy John Joubert. Shout out to him.
So yeah, we definitely showcasing that.
Let's go. And I love it. That's based on his mom. And I know Eden, he's kind of dedicating that to Idlewild.
Yeah. That's fire.
It.
I love it. And me and him have been talking about it for years, and I'm glad he got it done. They got the wine done first, then he called me with the whiskey. I got it. I'm like, I got it. We got to showcase that.
Let's go.
And then we got we got Johnny Hooker, of course. But so
is Duke and Dame coming back?
Of course.
Well,
that's forever. Duke and Dame is forever.
Now what about Tequila? That's
Antil.
I'm sorry,
Antil. She was at our first one.
Okay.
I think she came to our Brooklyn one. I'm not sure. But she busy. She busy. They moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
They moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
But we still support her. Cash Tech. Come on, I gotta support her.
Of course. Yes. I'm CT fam.
Right.
You CT fam?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. All right, fired up. CT.
Sure.
Listen, we all over. Okay.
All right. So then we got who else we got? Oh, so we designated 2 lounges. One of them is the Omega Lounge. All right, you know who Omega? You know who those guys are?
Yeah, the Q.
Yeah. So they got a lounge, the Omega
Lord.
Lounge.
Oh, that's about to be a wild time.
Purple.
Baby.
It's gonna be purple rain everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And then I designated a lounge for my little sister. She has a clothing line called Cage Jewels. She's phenomenal. She's up and coming, incredible. So she get the opportunity for the first time in the state of Michigan. I believe it's the first. It should be the first time. She'll be doing a grand tasting of Beyonce Sir Davis. Yeah. So so that's gonna be big.
What type of liquor is that?
It's a whiskey.
Okay, whiskey. Okay, yeah.
So she just launched it. Beyonce launched it.
And it's called Sir
Davis. So
Sir Davis.
Sir Davis.
Okay.
So it's named after her grandfather. Her grandfather. So this is not like just for play. Like some people do stuff for play. No, it's got a story to it.
Exactly.
Right? And I share, what I know about it, and the story is about her grandfather. He ran liquor. He ran hooch.
Okay.
So it's a real story, and it has a great story behind it. And she's just a great storyteller for it, right? You think about who would you have telling your story other than one of the, if not the biggest female artists in the world.
I'm not mad at it. On Beyonce.
Right. So I'm excited for that, but I'm also excited for our alumni. That's what I like to call them. TK, she coming back. So TK is on the panel also, and she'll be highlighted again. Of course, Denim Thieves, Duke and Dame, of course. Island John, of course. Who else we got?
That Red Hazel. I like that Red Hazel. I was sad about because she said she wasn't able to ship to us here. It's located in
She's able
Atlanta,
to
right?
ship now, though.
Okay, good,
Yeah, she's
good.
able to
Because
ship to Michigan
baby, I
now.
went back to her table a couple times. I was
That's got
like,
that spice whiskey. Like I
I
had
like
never had
that.
that
It was
before. Yeah, it's
good. It was
great. It's
good. I
great.
was, yeah, and
Yeah.
me, I'm the type I don't really like to mix my liquor. I
Yeah.
take it straight out the freezer.
Yeah.
Like for me, Duke and
Yeah.
Dame, I can take that.
Oh
I know
yeah.
y'all was mixing it with the papaya juice
Yeah,
and
and the
pineapple.
Nicky's ginger tea though.
It was
That's the one.
yeah, and
That's
which
the
is a
one.
Detroit-based
Yeah,
business as
cherry
well.
apple ginger. That is, listen, that is, so when we introduced that little mix, we
That was-
introduced that. Oh, shout out to Liquor Basket, because Dominique will be on our
Yes,
panel also.
I love
And
it.
Dominique is one of the biggest supporters. If you go into his store on Gratiot next to
Is that
Fago,
Lamonious?
Yeah,
Yeah. Shout out
yeah,
to him. I know I used to
yeah.
work with his wife.
he's an artist
Sherry.
and everything, right?
Yeah, I love it. Shout out
So-
to him and his wife,
Yeah.
Sherry.
So his son, I'm talking about the
Oh,
young one.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
They're-
you're talking about the pops, but the
okay.
son,
Okay.
the youngin,
Okay.
who they let. He's the director of the store.
Love it.
He's really very active, and I remember when we first started with him, because this is where we introduced Duke and Dame in the cherry apple ginger tea. When I say I had them bringing me tea every 30 minutes, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna need you to bring some more tea up here, because we sold like 50
So
bottles of Duke and Dame because of that,
So good.
and it was so good.
Yeah, I might have to get that.
Yeah. it's
I
delicious.
know they sell it at Sweet Potato Sensations. I'm not sure what stores.
So they're
Yeah.
at Sweet Potato, Rivertown. There's several Myers. What is the other store? Whole Foods. They sell
Okay.
it at Whole
Yeah,
Foods.
I'm gonna have to get up on it.
And a lot of
Yeah.
neighborhood, definitely East Side all day. A lot of neighborhood spaces on the
Listen,
East
come
Side.
on, East Side, and I'm
Yeah.
born and raised on the East Side,
Come
so
on,
that
I'm
makes me
telling
happy.
you.
You're gonna be having me out the store getting some Duke and Dame
Yeah.
afterwards. So let's get into the film festival, and then we're gonna show a clip
Okay.
from one of the films that and it's another
Twisted
clip.
Hearts, right? That's that.
Yeah,
We
it's
showing that film?
another clip as well, Joe, where it's him and Mason. Shout out to Mason.
Shout out
I
to
grew up
Mason.
listening to Mason. You hear me?
Oh my
Like me
goodness.
and my sister getting up at 5:30 in the morning when he started
Listen.
playing Hello Detroit by Sammy Davis
Come
Jr.
on.
Listen,
Come on.
if you know, you know. If
If
you
you
know,
know,
if you're a
you know.
Generation Xer from Detroit,
Come
you
on.
know, you know.
Come on.
This is legacy here. So let's talk about the film festival. That's running concurrently with
Yes.
Taste of
Black Spirits.
Black
yeah.
Spirits.
So last year, because me and my wife can't be everywhere at the same time, we decided to merge. It just made sense. It's our September. I like to call it the rise and the fall, right? Because we rise in the fall. It used to be the Jazz Fest was the last thing, right? Nah,
Yeah.
we're gonna end it with this, right? And we combined the two, and we got an opportunity to share our audiences. So and blend our audience to where now you got people who are film people, producers, etc., blended with spirit owners and etc. Now we're building a whole nother partnership, right? So now we're creating another relationship.
Because I'm gonna have a drink when I'm watching my movie.
Of
a
course,
lot of
right?
times.
Of course.
That's me.
So
My wine or something while I'm watching the movie. That makes perfect sense.
right. So it went over very well. So we decided, like, okay, that's what we're gonna do for now, because now it becomes something that we can give to the filmmakers. This was included in those films when we choose your film, so you get this packet, and in your packet, this is included, right? So you can't beat that, right? So, so when we did that, it just made sense. That's all. Just made sense.
Yeah. So when is the film festival?
So the film festival starts on the 25th with a single showing of Twisted Hearts.
Okay.
Right, so Twisted Hearts. Anybody know who Coco Brown is? She's a comedian. She is hilarious.
Yes.
She's
Tyler
crazy.
Perry's,
Yeah.
mhm.
So she's she's in it. My guy
love it.
Adrian's in it, and several other actors that are in this film, and they do a great job. So this film is really about mental health for men. Like is and when you watch it, you're gonna see some funny things. You're gonna see some interesting things, but the story that's weaved in is where you want to focus at. And we also doing a talk back with some mental health nurses and good people who's going to have that talk back with us too.
Okay. And is that part of the panel that Grover McCants is part of?
Grover is actually our honoree.
Okay. Okay.
So
he's an honoree. It's gonna be some honorees. You're giving away awards as well. Okay.
Yeah. So and Grover is one of those guys. I need him for a commercial ASAP coming up. A
That
whiskey
voice
commercial.
is like for
That
real.
boy, oh my goodness.
It's
listen.
sonorous. He got like a James Earl Jones.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, he do.
Listen.
I'm glad you said that, because he does. He does.
I mean, that's what
You need
I
that
thought
voice. Yeah.
Every time I see him in a movie, I'm like, he reminds me like of James. He could be like James Earl Jones' cousin or something.
So we're honoring him, Jazar Riches, who is hilarious. Like we saw Jazar do that stuff that she do online. We've been watching her do that for years, and now she is just killing it, right? And of course, our sister and brother Rocki and Janaea Black. Of course, was Kamal Smith with
Yeah,
his
shout out to
cool
him.
self,
Yeah, shout
right?
out to
Shout
him.
out to him.
I need to have him on the show as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Who
Yeah.
else we? Oh, Brian Sullivan Taylor. He said, "Don't forget the Sullivan." Brian Sullivan Taylor.
I love it.
Who is? I love him. We love him. So these honorees, and this is the first time we're doing that. So we're introducing that this year, and they were chosen because of their hard work, but because of how long they've been in the business. And no, we didn't just say, "Hey, we want this person, this person, this person." There was some things that put together, and that those names popped out,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we'll be doing this consistently throughout for now on. And but what happens is that to be nominated, because somebody asked me, so I'm gonna share this. To be nominated, somebody has to nominate you, right?
Okay.
And
For the film festival.
for the honorees.
Oh, for the honoree.
And
right.
then,
the honor.
so it'll be an honoree. A previous honoree will nominate the next honoree,
Okay.
right? And that's how
Okay.
that goes. So for the film festival, we already locked out. We're not accepting films. We don't accept films until November.
Okay.
We stopped accepting films in May, right? So because of the process, so we can accept films during this time, and then we don't accept films after this time. And how do you submit Film Freeway? There's a real deep study, and we watch every film. We had over 360 films
Oh wow.
this year.
You said
what?
Film Freeway?
Yeah, Film Freeway is the platform that you
Okay.
submit on.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a process, right? And that
Yeah.
process is vigorous.
It's
Like,
not just random.
it's not just random, and we
Right.
have to choose those films. Like we chose 57 films. We only wanted to choose 40. It's hard when you watch and you got to go back, then you're going back. You take
Mhm.
10, then you line up the 10. We had 7 judges. We going back. It's like, hold up. We had to even listen before we chose the films. We had to extend the day because we needed more time.
Right.
Like, hold on, we got.
And
Give
these
us
are the
another
films
week.
that are going to be featured in the festival.
These are the films that's featured. So 57 films out of the 300 is what's going to be featured. So we have short films, short documentaries, and feature films. Shout out to Yusuf. Yusuf got a documentary in the festival. It's going to be fire. It's going to be very
Is
educational.
that Munshi Shakur?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't want to miss that.
Okay.
We got a new group, a young up and coming filmmaker who did a short. It's called Apple Rights. It's an animated film, which is pretty good, right? So it's kind of like about racism. It's like a bunch of apples, and it's crazy. It's interesting, right? It's a great story. And then we got a film from Christine Swanson.
Mhm.
So Christine Swanson, she produced the film, the Clark Sisters. So that's her film. Yeah, and she's working on done work on BMF. So many other films,
love
right?
it.
So she has a film, and with Lynn Winfield.
Oh.
So that's a one-day screening. That's a one screen that will be actually screened, I think, at the Imagine Theater.
Okay.
So we have the one day for Twisted Hearts, which is the 25th. And then on the 26th, we got films running at the Car Center, the Marlene Bowl Theater. Then on the 27th, the 26th is the Car Center, Marlene Bowl Theater, and Imagine Theater. And then on the 27th, we are at
I know it's so many.
all of those places, right? And then on the 28th, we are at MSU on East Campus on Wilkes. So we have that space, Car Center, and the Marlene Bowl. So we have a lot of moving
Well,
parts.
these films are just going. That's a lot.
So we have a schedule. So that's why we put out the schedule
Woo.
constantly. The schedule is attached to every ticket. The schedule is attached
Right.
to every page we're on. So we make
Ooh,
sure
it's a lot to
because you can get
coordinate.
confused.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
If you don't have that schedule,
Yeah.
I encourage before you walk out the door, take the schedule with you because
Right.
on the schedule it tells you exactly where those films will be shown.
Okay. And what website? We'll do it at the end, but which website do they go to?
Well, so they can go to any one of our pages because it's inside of our link, right? You can go to Detroit Black Film Festival. You can go to Marshall Favors page on IG, Facebook. You can go to Lazar Legacy Liaison, all those channels, including Fan Base. If you haven't heard of Fan Base, you need to download. It's a black-owned. I'm gonna say it again. It's a black-owned platform called Fan Base. Get on that. If you're a creator, get on it because you automatically start making money. Yeah, you want to fan base.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Let's look at the trailer for Twisted Hearts. This is one of the films that's going to be um
Screening on
screened. Thank you.
screening on September 25th
Right. Okay.
at 6 o'clock at the Car Center.
And you said his name is Adrian. No.
Adrian Lockett.
Okay. Okay. Let's take a quick look at that docuseries. Ooh.
Detroit. What up, though? There we go. That's Detroit.
That's not the right one. That's the that's the Instagram clip. Yep, here we go. We getting it together,
Oh
y'all.
yeah.
Then we'll show that'll be the last one we show. That one with Mason.
Yeah, Mason's man.
Listen, that's another
story.
living legend.
That story right there.
Love John
Okay.
Mason. Much respect to him. He's
Absolutely.
definitely one of my radio role models.
Man.
Like for real. Like he's one of the people that made me be like, I want to be on the radio.
Man, that
like
guy, he just
Nice this weekend, okay?
How many people you say is coming again?
She said 3, right?
I'm Simone. This is Cameron.
This is my honey, Derek. You like it, Dad?
Can you please put the DY on that?
Well, I call my father Daddy, and it feels kind of weird calling you that too.
I know that face. What's on your mind?
I just don't know what allowing people in our business is going to do to better this relationship, Jay.
Looks like Dr. Rose left us a note with a full itinerary. Settle in and get to know each other. Figure out why you're here.
My why is because I cheated on him.
I'm ready to get married. But I don't think we can because Derek refuses to introduce me to his family.
My why is because my boyfriend is bisexual.
Wait, like you like boys bisexual?
Oof, that's a problem.
Why is my masculinity a question just because I like to take care of myself?
Okay, gay Dr. Phil.
Nigga, I'm not gay.
I just wish men could understand consequences of actions and words.
Well, let's get this party started, shall we? Jay, I need you to sit with Tori, Derek with Simone, and Cameron with Tiff. This is your man, this is your woman for the rest of the weekend.
Wait, what?
When you leave Monday, you will have a
Child.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
interesting, right? So it's 3 couples.
yeah.
It's 3 couples with
Mm.
3 different situations, and y'all got to come see the rest.
Uh-huh.
It's
And we were
interesting.
talking about that a little bit before we came on because she thought he's bisexual because he cleans his nails, he takes care of it. But I mean,
Pedicures and manicures.
sounds like he's metrosexual to me. Like,
I think
you
that's
know, guys who do that, they're considered metrosexual. I don't, you
where did that
know,
word come from? Like, where did that come
I think
from?
we made it up.
I
We
think
made
so,
it like
too.
it's like a guy who he's heterosexual, but he's about getting the
Yeah.
the pedicures and manicures.
But
He
you
gets
think
the
about-
eyebrows done, but he's not gay. He's
But-
just someone who's
But I'm
into
glad
his
you.
hygiene.
I'm glad you brought up because really, you right. That is a creative word because when let's think about, and I am not saying that being a pimp is the thing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying those guys. If you look at those
Yeah.
those real guys, the nails were done,
Yes, hair was
eyebrow
laid.
hair was laid,
Listen.
everything clean all the time, right? And then when you think about those cats, you think about gangsters, right? You think they
Right,
clean
that-
cut like
yes.
that was just a
And if your
natural.
mama raised you right,
Yeah,
see
yeah, that's it.
this is the issue we've gotten away from in the new generation. They just half-assing, but back in the day,
Yeah,
you were taught
yeah,
to not leave
Yeah,
out the house
that's right.
unless you were looking a certain
that's
way.
right. My mother used to
Grandma
check
was
my
like,
socks. What kind of socks? You got them
listen,
dirty
don't-
socks on?
Don't have no holes in your
Come on,
underwear.
man.
Don't walk out this house without washing the crust out your eyes. We putting the Vaseline on. You cleaning them fingernails. You not just going in the
That's
refrigerator,
right.
coming out
That's
from
right.
outside. You better wash your
You
hands.
better wash
before you-
your hands.
But
That's
see,
right.
I think that's part of what's been lost, and that's why now it's viewed as bisexual
Right,
or he's
right.
soft. When no, these
No,
are
it's nothing wrong with being clean. Like that's
Exactly.
the whole point. Like
Yeah.
we used to get cabaret, so you know cabaret life, what that look like, right?
listen.
I got to be
You better
clean.
lay.
Come on, I ain't
better be
putting on my
laid.
clothes till I'm out the door. That's the
Exactly.
last thing, but everything good, right? So
Yeah.
but I think it touches on that because how this world is now and what it view and
Yeah.
how it view. And I think it's gonna be a good story to really listen
Looking
to.
forward to that. I love that. I love that. So I was watching a clip where you were talking about how the frustration of having to convince Black-owned establishments
Yeah.
to bring in Black-owned
Yeah,
spirits.
you do your research.
Listen, I mean, it don't
Yeah.
take that much these days. People just, that's what I'm saying. If you just take, and like I tell people, like we live in this digital age, it don't take much to look something
Yeah,
up,
take a moment,
So, but
yeah.
yeah, I always, of course, with every guest,
Yeah.
I like to do a lot of a little research. But that struck me because it's like, why do we have to work so hard to convince our people to support each other? Like as a Black-owned restaurant, you should want to bring in, and I don't know what the logistics look like that, to bring brands in. So talk a little bit about
It's
that.
no different than bringing what you got on your bar already. It's the same format, right?
So it's not more money they have to pay.
No.
It's still
It's the same thing that they do every week on a weekly basis. It's the same process. You go to your computer or you go to your phone and you type in on your computer, this what I want, this how many of that I want. Press the button. You make the call, same thing, press the button, right? All you're doing is ordering product from a distributor. So if my product, which they are, our products are available at in Michigan specifically, right? So Michigan is what you call a control state. 3-tier, meaning distributor can't sell directly to a consumer.
Okay.
So that's why a distributor has to sell a product to retail, which is your liquor store or restaurant, and then that person sells it to the consumer. Right?
Okay.
So distributor, retail, consumer. Same format for restaurants and liquor stores.
Okay.
When it comes to,
and this is governed by the Liquor Commission. This
Yes,
is what
yes,
this is their
yes.
protocol.
yeah, it's
Okay.
their this is what's in writing, this is what it is. This is the
Okay.
law.
Okay.
In Michigan. So some states are different. Some like DC, you can sell directly to me, right?
Okay.
Like I can literally take my product to a store myself.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens in that conversation you're talking about, what happens is we get so many questions unnecessarily. I think for us, some of us, and this is not all of us, just for some of us, the thinking is in a thinking of, oh, that's Black. Either it's two things. Either, well, why can't I get that cheaper from you? Right? Right?
Now you're not asking
that's
Jack
usually the-
Daniels to get it cheaper.
That's usually the first
I
one.
know you're not asking Jack Daniels
Of course
or
not. You-
Ciroc.
No,
to get
you
their stuff
accepting what it
cheaper.
is, right?
Exactly. This is
or,
the
or the
price.
second one is, well, what you gonna give me for it? Like, what I got to do for, like, what you gonna sponsor for that, or what you like? It's incredible because I always have an answer because I'm always faced with a lot of different things, a lot of different ways, right? I was in New York, and we went to before we did the Taste of Black Spirits in 2000 last year in 2022. I did research. I found that there was a Black restaurant coalition with over 500 restaurants in the boroughs. We eat, me and my wife, and my daughter Riley. What up, Riley? We ate at over 20 plus restaurants, and in those restaurants, I can't help but look at the bar. It's
Right.
what's gonna happen, right?
Right.
And we finding out, like, so I start introducing myself and told them we was bringing the Taste of Black Spirits here, et cetera, right? So I'm like, yo, so what's up with your shelf? Like, let's have that conversation, right?
Right.
And they like, yeah, we don't really know too many. I said, you don't know it's 27 brands in your town, from your town? Oh, I didn't know that. I said, oh, okay. I said, and I hit him with it. You know, Sunshine over at Happy Car. Oh yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, you been to her store? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I've been to her store.
Right.
So once
That sells all Black brands.
it sells all Black brands, right? And not only sells all Black brands, there's a label on every bottle that will identify for you. It will give you the information you need to find it from a distributor or from the owner, et cetera, right? So that's a conversation I had, and I said, well, you gotta understand, I'm a person who comes into a restaurant, it's a Black-owned restaurant. I don't ask two things I don't do. I'm not asking you to sample me no food. But you want me to sample you some product. Right? I'm taking your food for what it say on the menu.
Exactly. I'm paying that price. Exactly.
I'm paying that price. We spend $210 every day in those restaurants. Unconsciously. I didn't ask you about the price. I didn't ask you why the portions were small.
Listen.
I didn't ask any of those questions. right?
Why y'all charging $12 to $15 for a drink or
Right?
more?
Right. Right.
Shit,
So
watering it down.
so when I bring some brands to you and I'm like, this is what you should be on your shelf, it's only because I'm saying to you, if we're eating with you, you should be drinking with us. And that's what I'm saying to you, right? That's the message. If you don't get the message, then you're not really listening. You think about my Korean brothers and sisters, they don't have to tell their people that. You understand?
You better
My
tell the truth.
Chaldean and Arabic brothers, they don't have to tell their people that
And don't have to convince nobody.
at all. It's a friend, it's a gentleman that I know who built the store in Dearborn, grocery store in Dearborn in 2020 from the ground. You walk into that grocery store, everything that you see immediately, you can't read if you're not Chaldean.
Right.
On purpose.
Right.
I'm not upset about that. That's it. This is for their community.
Exactly.
85% of the people working there is their community.
Right.
Because they're servicing their community.
Yeah.
That they're paying their community, which they got jobs, right? And they're buying product from their community.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
unconsciously.
Yeah.
Ongoing. Right. So when I say to a person who's a purchaser, who's a consumer, all right, yo, this is what we got available to you. I never forget this. I got to say this though. Here's a gentleman in Maya Rivertown. He know who he is too. He's swole.
I hope he's listening.
He was swole, tight t-shirts around the arm and everything. Swole. He come in. We doing a sampling. We doing a sampling of Island John vodka. He comes in, and I hear him say, "Hey, let me get 2/5 of Tito's." I'm like, "Hey, my man, let's try this Island John vodka before you do that." He's like, "Yo, I'm a Tito's man." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Oh, you know Tito?" he like, I promise you.
Right.
He like, no. I said, "Well, try." I said, "If you don't like it, I'll buy that for you." He come over real
I don't
tough.
like Tito's, by
Look,
the
he
way.
come over real tough. I'm on everything. He come over real tough. Because he been working out. So he say, "No, I'm gonna tell you the truth." I said, "I expect nothing less." So he sip it. Only took one time. He like, "Yeah, let me get 2 of those."
Listen, let's go.
And I mean it, like,
yeah,
don't claim. And I use that as an example because sometimes we give something it don't deserve, and then we take away from something that deserves it.
Exactly.
We have to think about that. Like, we have to be conscious.
Island John vodka.
Island
Is
John
that in
vodka.
Detroit? That's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact,
I'm not a vodka drinker. I'm more of a dark, but I might try it out.
But Island John vodka. In fact, we doing a promo right
Tito's
now.
give me the bubble guts, y'all. I can't do Tito's.
We're doing a promo right now. We'll get into that at the end. But yeah, so it's just making sure I'm the right person to have a conversation with. Let me be honest with you. Like, when I go in the stores, when I'm talking to us, when I'm trying to convince us, all I'm doing is really sharing the information. You make up your own mind. You're gonna get the information.
Right.
And once you have the information, you're not gonna unknow it. So I'm gonna supply you with everything you need, and then you're gonna have to go search. You're gonna start hearing it. You already know how it go.
Right.
Remember when you first said, "I'm gonna get me a Corvette," whatever it is, you start seeing Corvettes everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like that. So once I plant it, you're gonna start seeing it, and then you have to make a great decision.
Exactly. And I wish we could go on and on, y'all, but we got to wrap it up. So let's end with. Let me wrap up with that last promo. With this is you and John Mason.
Yeah, Mason in the morning. What up, though?
Listen, I mean, if you know, you know. You better know about Mason. Let's watch that right quick.
Detroit. What up, though?
What up, though?
There we go. That's Detroit style. My name is Mason from the NBA. I'm here today with Lazar Favors, and we've got something special to talk about. And this is going to be a great introduction to a man that is really amazing, and his abilities to project and do is why we follow him.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So unfortunately, we have to wrap, y'all. But tell people where they can find tickets for, and I'll see y'all there. At the Taste of Black Spirits.
So you can go to Film Freeway. You can go to Eventbrite, Detroit Black Film Festival, Taste of Black Spirits. You can go to all of our event pages, our IG, Taste of Black Spirits, Detroit Black Film Festival, Marshall Favors, Lazar, Legacy Liaison on Instagram and Facebook and fan base.
I love it. I love it. And so I always like to end with 5 favorites.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, what is your favorite drink of choice?
Whiskey.
Okay. Is there a particular
Is it
brand?
right now? It's Birdie Brown.
Okay. I'm gonna have
Birdie
to try
Brown.
that.
Yeah, Birdie Brown whiskey. 100% wheat whiskey.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Favorite food?
Salmon. My wife
Mm.
cooking salmon is the best.
Listen, let's
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite travel destination?
Ooh, it's got to be Brooklyn right now. It is just Brooklyn right now. I'm gonna be honest. It's Brooklyn right now.
I love it. Okay, Marcus Conyer says, looking forward to seeing you all on Saturday night. Okay. Your favorite muse, who inspires you?
Ooh, honestly, Jay-Z and Jay Prince. I got a
Mm.
chance to sit down with Jay Prince. Like he is a
Jay Prince
phenomenal
from the Ghetto Boys?
Jay
No,
from not the ghetto. Yeah, the Ghetto
no,
Boys. Yeah.
from back in
Rap a Lot
Rap a
Records.
Lot.
Yeah.
Oh my
Jay Prince.
God.
Yeah, we had him here in
Who
May.
you taking it back?
Yeah, we had him here in May.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's
If
phenomenal.
you know, you know.
Yeah.
Jay Prince. Shout out to him. And Jay-Z. Okay.
Yeah. Jay Prince right now is building a whole thing in Belize right now. He's Jay Prince, and also his wine is Loyalty Wine. So
I love it. Shout
Yeah.
out to him. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, we all these old school stuffs. Okay. Last one. Your favorite accessory.
this bracelet my oldest daughter gave me, it says Dad every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. The
Yeah.
kids be getting us. We love the kids.
Yeah,
I
they
love
do.
it.
They get us all right.
Yeah, shush. Get the pockets, Lord Jesus. This boy with this football. I'm like, if you get one more football accessory, you don't need nothing else. No more football equipment.
I
Nothing
told you,
else.
Riley, shout out to Riley again. She did her best and she came, jumped in that car like, Dad, I'm exhausted. I said, what the hell are you doing? He was doing these suicides, doing this. I'm like, yeah,
Good.
this is what you asked for.
That's that good tire.
Yeah,
That's a good tire. Learn
yeah.
some hard
She
work.
love it though. She loves
That's
it. So I'm
good.
proud of her.
I love it. Yeah, and we proud of our babies. My baby, she will be graduating from Spelman, y'all, in May. So I'm proud of her. Listen, they are legacy,
Yeah,
right?
that's
It's
right.
this we gotta do. So I want to thank you, Lazar, for coming. I'm glad we were able to make it. I know
Thank
we
you.
were playing phone tag for a minute there. I know it'd be crazy. So
I was gonna make sure I made this show though. If I'm serious, I was gonna make sure I made this one.
I appreciate you. I do. And I look forward to the Taste of Black Spirits. Last year I had to almost take an Uber home. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Me and my girl Leah was like, woo! Had to drink some water. I just, you make sure you all follow Lazar. Kudos to what you're doing.
Thank
I
you.
always love highlighting my people, born and raised, and of course, my cast tech
Come
fam.
on,
So,
come on, let's get it.
so I really appreciate you. And this is not goodbye. This is see you later.
See you later.
Soon.
See you in a couple
Let's
weeks.
keep it right. Exactly. Let's keep in touch. Let's definitely collaborate and continue to network and all of that, because I appreciate the energy, and I'm sure we both
Yeah.
can bring some stuff to the table.
facts,
So I appreciate that. So thank you again.
Thank you. I
All right.
appreciate it.
And thank you everyone for watching Rocki's Reality. We'll see you next week with fashion stylist Marv Neal.
All right, Marv. What up, Marv?
Another one of ours. All right.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Great
you.
question.
Yeah.
Great question. I enjoy